Before we begin the video, I'd like to say thank you. Thank you, Kazuki Takahashi. Thank you for making my childhood. Thank you for making our childhoods. Alright, moving on to fusions. Let's move on to everyone's favorite hero, Elemental Hero Flame Wingman.
Okay, this is a tier 1 for sure.
Yeah, this is a very good I like this animation a lot. Not quite as much as Aruru's, but this is a very good animation. Arguably worse than Gamma Seal, but I like it better than Gamma Seal, so there, it's my video. If you think I'm wrong, make your own tier video. I'm waiting.
I don't think anyone else has the patience for this kind of thing. I do actually like all the elements that move here.
And his hand is a mouth, because that's heroic for some reason.
And
I just realized that Plasma's hand is also a mouth. Maybe that was intentional.
it definitely... Oh, yeah, maybe that's such a weird thing to notice like 20 years later, but you're right.
Alright, moving on to everyone's second favorite mechanical dragon thing, Cyber End Dragon.
Ah, kill it with fire.
Kill it with fire. No one uses it for its effects.
Cyber End Dragon, yeah, is big.
It's big, it has wings, its dragons move individually.
I like this one enough. Like this is one of the better winged.
I like it better than Necros because its heads also move.
Yeah, Necros is not as... I mean, Necros in the first place is not that great, so...
Alright, next up is Elemental Hero Brave Neos, because regular Neos does not have an animation for some reason.
That is weird, actually.
His animation is also very unusual. He just kind of floats there. And he does dynamic entry.
Yeah, he does. He goes, oh, it's like he's jumping down from somewhere, kind of.
Dynamic entry! It's been a while. I don't remember if that's exactly how he says it. His arm also moves a bit, which,
both of his arms move into place, it looks like.
it moves into place, but at this point it kind of just locks into place, which makes it look kind of awkward.
Yeah, I think there should be a little bit more movement after he finds position. Just a little bit.
I'm gonna give it points for the silliness factor, but I'm gonna put this above Cyber and Dragon.
I'm kind of the opposite. I dock the points for this.
Next up is another thing that's only claws. Evil Hero Malicious. Everyone's favorite elemental hero before Destroy Phoenix came out. This is just another one of, let's just add sharp things and then see what happens.
It's like those giant blades on its back, like, whoa.
There's no feasible way for him to even use it. It's just there.
His movement is pretty good, I think.
It is.
Like, yeah, he strikes a good pose.
I'm gonna put this... I like this better than Flame Wingman's.
Yeah, you're right.
Actually, no, I'm gonna go all out and I say I like this better than the Sulfa Chord, of which name I don't remember because complicated. So next, we're going to move on to Zark, Supreme King Zark, of which doesn't have Yuya's head sticking out of it for some reason. I am disappointed.
Imagine trying to use that.
Yeah.
I actually like its art a lot without the Yuya in it.
The animation reminds me of a manta ray, in that its little spines that should be rigid are not rigid for some reason.
Yeah, it's a little too bouncy for me. Like, it's supposed to be really big and imposing, but like it bounces. I wanted more for this card because I actually really think it looks cool.
Yeah, I can appreciate... I like the movement in a vacuum, but considering that this monster is not supposed to have this movement, I'm going to put this above Deep Sea King Kolianth. Alright, so moving on to the next... I've forgotten which Gem Knight this is. Alright, this is Gem Knight Ruby.
Hey.
It's a pretty good animation. Way better than the archetype. Although I do think the archetype is getting support pretty soon. I like how he moves. He swings his little spear thingy. His spear thingy is, he holds its spear right next to the head, which is... I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but okay. His cape also waves, and it's not a generic wave this time, it actually flutters.
Yeah, that's an actual wind blowing through it kind of thing, not a forced animation. That looks nice.
I'm going to put this... I like it better than Golden Boy.
Me too.
Next is Gem Knight Master Diamond. He barely does anything. He's just kind of there. Although I do have to give him points for the little glowy rainbow thing in his head, in his hand. I'm going to have to put him below Odd Eyes.
Yeah, that's just very simple. It's like almost nothing.
Yeah, his design is very good, but his animation is not. It's just there. It's not terrible, but it's just there. Okay, the next monster has a ridiculously complicated name. It's time for the monster with the ridiculously complicated name, so big that I'm seriously doubting that Konami can fit it on a single card. Empyrean Magnum, the superconductive battlebot. It has 5 words in its name.
It moves pretty much all the way through.
It does. I like the glowy bit of his little rail cannon. I like how it kind of flares out from the center. His legs look a little weird to me, but that doesn't ruin it. It's alright.
Yeah,
I'm going to put this... I like this better than Blue... Actually, no, I like this better than Caius, the small emperor guy. Alright, next is the toxic card before players even knew what toxic is. Thunder Dragon Colossus, I believe.
Yes, it is Colossus.
Alright, Thunder Dragon Colossus. I like how it spits the thunder from its mouth.
That's actually a nice touch. They didn't just use they didn't just leave it at the electricity effect that they have for every thunder monster. They actually applied it to the mouth. That's nice.
It's not just another wing monster. It's a wing monster plus.
Yeah, and I like the way the individual wings move as well.
I like this better than Mech Knight Blue Sky, but slightly less than Purple Dude.
That's a fun spot to be, I guess.
I forgot the name of the other Thunder Dragon.
I believe that one is Titan.
Thunder Dragon Titan, yes. The Thunder Dragon that's a thunder attribute despite looking like a worm.
Chinese dragon. Kind of like a Titan.
A lot of worms look like Chinese dragons.
I think Colossus has better animation, but I still like how it looks in motion.
I think it's one of the lesser winged monsters for me. So I'm going to put this... I like this less than Galaxy Eyes, so I'm going to put it under Galaxy Eyes.
Okay.
Alright, next is everyone's favorite summon literally your entire deck. Alright, Kids Battle Butler. This one, I really like this one. It's very bouncy, but it's intentionally bouncy.
No, yeah, I actually really like that one a lot. That's a lot of charm.
I like how the eggs and bacon fly off of its pan. And also, apparently, it's also holding a fork and a spoon that's rotating very fast, which I did not notice in its tiny artwork. And I think that's also a vacuum. Yeah, this one's going in...
Yes, it is.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. This one's going in King of Animations for me.
Who does he think he is? I'm your king. Well, I didn't vote for you.
Hey, kind of deserved. That is definitely one of the more unique ones out there.
I'm gonna put it above the Rock, because this one is in the category, and it's also not a meme. The Rock has to fall back on the meme, but no, Battle Butler is King of Animations all by itself. Okay, next up is other Golden Boy. The one that not a whole lot of people use, but I use because I don't run Skill Drain in my Eldritch deck because I'm not that guy.
I admit though that art is really nice. I like the way it looks a lot more than regular Golden Lord.
But unfortunately, its bling does not bling, so I'm gonna have to dock it points for that.
It's holding like this weird galaxy thing, but
the galaxy thing doesn't even spin. This is going above galaxy eyes. Alright, next up is everyone's favorite super poly target, Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. I know how to pronounce things.
Do you?
No, not really. They're just kind of there for me. I like how the bottom just kind of floats off towards nowhere. Its claws also extend, so that's a nice touch.
No, I like the tail animation.
Yeah, this is going below Cyber End for me. Yep, so next is Dark Law, everyone's favorite. A lot of these cards are very toxic. They didn't do a whole lot with Dark Law. He just kind of moves.
No, they didn't do a lot with Dark Law.
Yeah, it's just there. At least there's something, but not a whole lot. I'm going to put this above Reactor Dragon. Alright, next up is Gladiator Beast. This guy, apparently people use him in Duel Links, but we're not playing Duel Links. What is this guy called? Gladiator Beast Gaio Diaz. I was about to call him Gonzalez.
Gonzalez. We deserve a Gladiator Beast, Gonzalez. Not a lot going on here.
Yeah. He just raises his hand. I like the tilting of the head. I like the opening of the jaw. I like him better than Conductor Tyranno.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, next up is another Gladiator Beast, of which name I do not remember. Gladiator Beast, Domitianus. Because names. Gladiator Beasts have a lot going on in their character design. This one, the animation, not as much. I like this one less than Mr. Gonzalez. So I'm gonna put him underneath.
You have some cool ones coming up.
Yep. Next up is Albion, the branded dragon. The orange-red boy that's on fire.
Yay.
He's another wing guy, but I do like this wing guy. His eyes have a little animation going towards them.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, his eye things get slightly elongated. That's pretty much it. It is alright. It's a pretty cool wing guy, but he's pretty much only a wing guy. I like him better than Starving Venom Fusion Dragon.
Yeah.
Next is literally wing guy.
This one's gonna fly! I can feel it.
The first Dark Lord. I remember this guy's name because I actually use him because I play Despias. And also because you automatically get him because the game does not want to give you Forbidden Droplet.
No, it doesn't.
This guy, I like his movements, but his wings don't move, which makes him the worst wing guy. But also he has actual movements other than wings, which makes him better than wing guy. So it's a little bit of an in-between there.
Yeah, I kind of like that his wings don't move. I mean, it would be neat if they were like individually animated and have their own movements, I guess, but I kind of do like just him taking off. He's off to make some challenges. I kind of do like this art a lot.
I would be more impressed if his halo moves, but no, it does not move. I am going to put this below Albion. Alright, next is... Honestly, I don't know why this has an animation, but you have Dragon. Dragon.
Yeah.
King Dragon.
That is an interesting one to give an animation to.
Duel Monsters era monster. Even better, Duel Monsters era fusion monster with ridiculously restrictive requirements. Lord of D plus Divine Dragon Ragnarok. Your opponent cannot target dragon monsters with card effects. This was before targeting monsters was a thing. I have not seen a single person use this card once. Not even myself using the Dragon Starter deck. Animation, I don't think they could have done a whole lot with this card. It's very stiff. For a snake, for a very flexible snake, it's very stiff.
That's unfortunate. They don't really do a lot with this at all.
So I'm gonna put this above the Demise, King of Armageddon, but it's still 4th rate deck.
Yeah, no, deserved.
Alright, next is Dragon Waifu with glasses that negates things. Dragon Maid Shio, whose Japanese name is way better, I think, but, you know, Kanabi. I like when she transforms into a dragon, her glasses are mysteriously missing. About this animation, don't do a whole lot with her. I was expecting more. For the one of 2 premier waifu decks, I was expecting more from this animation. Just kind of flaps her wings slightly. So I'm going to have to put this... I like it better than Dark Magician, but that's pretty much it. I think she's probably one of the worst winged monsters because she doesn't flap it very much. Also, that's thumbnail clickbait right there.
Did you see that jerk?
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Yeah, no, I don't really like any of this. I would rather just have the original version.
Alright, next is Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. It's because he needed a really... This is another name with a really, really long title. It's alright. It's nothing to write home about, though. I like the way he moves his arm. I like how he turns slightly, but it's not quite as good as Aruru's. But I do like how they did the pose. I like this better than Chaos Max Dragon.
Better than Chaos Max. You know what? I'll give it to it.
Alright, next up is the thing that looks like a kid's toy made out of blocks, but why not? ABC Dragon. It's also named like a kid's toy.
Here's your goober meal, sir.
I'm supposed to get a toy with this? Thanks.
I like how it moves like a kid's toy. I don't know if that's intentional or not. I like how at the end of its little cannon forward pose locking animation it jiggles a bit. Like the cannons are very heavy and they just locked into place. Now, I'm gonna put this right below Drytron. Next is Dream Mirror, what's his face?
I forgot. He is another one that we don't talk about.
On Arios, the Dream Mirror, on Arios, the Dream Mirror Earl King is an Earl and also a King.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
They got rid of a lot of the sparkly effects in the card art.
It's to be expected.
There's also another winged one, but I don't think he's as good. I'm gonna put below Galaxy Eyes.
Agreed.
Next is the other version of him, of which name is also slightly easier to pronounce. Oniros, the Dream Mirror Tormentor, who has a better pose than the other one, I think, and I think looks better. And also his effect is animated in this one. Yeah, this one's just better.
Yeah. No, it is.
I'm gonna say I like this. I think it's pretty good. I like this better than Gishki Octopus Person.
Wow, those are really cool wings, though.
They are. And they're drawn very well. Or like very dynamically. They're not just flat on there. They're actually pointed towards something.
Yeah, they really are. Like, yeah, it's technically not animation, but I mean...
Alright, next is Millennium Eyes Restrict.
Prepare yourself, Yugi boy.
Oh, yes, I love this. This one looks really neat.
This animation is kind of weird though. It's just kind of there. It's like they didn't really know what to do, so just had him move slightly.
Yeah, no, I like the glowing eyes a lot and everything, but he kind of just, not bobbles, but like, he's kind of just there.
Yeah. This one I'm putting underneath Judgment Dragon in third-rate Duelist. Because at least they did something, unlike those other cards at fourth rate.
Yeah, no, I really like the art here, but animation-wise, it is pretty fourth rate.
Alright, next up is Egyptian God Slime, because can't say regular god in English, you have to add Egyptian to it.
Yep.
This one, I like the animation here. It's bouncy. It's not quite Battle Butler bouncy, but it's still bouncy.
Yeah, no, I like this one a lot. This one's really good. Yeah, I just like the bounce.
These little globules go all over the place too, which is nice.
Yeah, it's fun, but also like, you know, it's like you should take it seriously, but it's having fun.
Yeah, I'm going to put this in tier 1 above Winged Dragon of Ra.
Yeah.
Next is the archetype that no one knows, mutants.
Oh, you're right. I don't know that one.
I don't know it either. It's also spelled with a Y.
Yes, that is why I don't know it.
I don't even know what this archetype does.
You never saw this coming! I summoned Pot of Greed to draw 3 additional cards from my deck!
That's not what it does.
That's what it do, Yugi!
It does what it do.
It at least looks creepy, and yeah, they do animate the tentacle things.
Not really wiggling, but it's moving slightly, and they're moving individually, so I have to give it points for that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a scary little monster there.
I'm going to put this above Bigger Golden Boy.
Yeah, Bigger Golden Boy just has the disc thing, which is okay, but not as interesting as Tentacle Madness.
Yep. Alright, next is everyone's favorite waifu before Sky Strikers came out, El Shadow Winda. The thing that she's riding kind of reminds me of a Chinese dragon, especially, like, specifically the eyes.
That's because it is. She's riding one of the Young Sing monsters.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Synchro worm thing. I think the card art in general is cool, but the animation, there's not much animation here.
Yeah, I agree. I appreciate how the mouth moves like it's a puppet. That's basically the only thing it has going for it. And I do like the strings moving back and forth, but didn't do as much as I'd hoped for the waifu card that everyone loves and yet hates because she's also a floodgate.
Yeah, no, she's good card, good art, but not quite up there on animation.
This is above Dark Law for me in third rate.
Okay.
You know, I've read the entirety of the Shadow lore, and I've forgotten almost all of it because it's very complicated. And I was hoping that solo mode would solve it, but no, it did not.
Oh dear.
Alright, next is Shadow Construct.
Simple,
but it's kind of there. I'm gonna put this. Now this is one that's I think is below Ultimate Conductor Tyranno for me. It's just there. She just moves her arms. I can appreciate the strings moving, but if I have to be objective about it, I like the strings moving for Winda better. Infernoid Terra. It's not even an Infernity, it's an Infernoid. That is very confusing. It barely moves at all.
Yeah, this is another one where...
So let's just make it move slightly and then
Yeah, that's almost nothing.
we're done.
Pretty bad.
This is below Demise for me in fourth rate.
Yeah, I'd have to say. That's unfortunate too, because it's a really majestic boss.
Next is another waifu, actually probably one of the better waifus animation-wise, Luna Light Leo Dancer. Not quite Aru level, but it's not bad either.
Yeah, she has a good amount of animation that's engaging to look at and pick at.
Like how she moves her sword and then she moves her hand in sequence to the sword. Kind of opposites.
Yeah.
Her hair, her Goku level hair is also flowing and her cape is moving. Well, her cape isn't exactly flowing in the wind, but it is wobbling.
Oh yeah, there it is, I see it.
And her tail also wobbles a bit too.
Important.
So I am going to put this right below Ibli.
Oh, that's, okay.
Although it might be higher, I'm not sure. I'm very indecisive.
Yeah, I feel that.
Actually, no, I'm gonna move it one up more above Gishki Octopus Person.
I like the way the cape moves and stuff. Like, I think it's actually and the downward movement as well. Like she's jumping down. No, yeah, I do think this is better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next is our last monster, Invoked Macabre.
Hey.
Everyone loves this card, don't they?
No.
It's got some stuff going for it. I like how it's bobbing up and down as if it's like a motorcycle or something.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of it from that angle, but and because that's sort of what it is. I mean, not exactly a motorcycle.
It's a chariot with arms and a head.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think it has a really hard time balancing, but that's okay.
It's a pretty powerful card in its own right. Not exactly balanced. Well, it's only a negate.
Yeah, but it's a negate during the era which it came out, and also super poly target.
Ah, not so great.
I like how the actual knight guy raises up his little sword.
Yeah, in the charge kind of fashion.
What puts it up the top for me is the actual vibration motorcycle thing. I think that's pretty cool. This is above Blue Eyes Max for me.
Yeah, Max doesn't have that much going on it. It's cooler than Blue Eyes, the original, but like otherwise it's not really doing that much.
Alright, and that was the entirety of regular, ritual, and fusion monsters. That was a lot. That took a. I'm going to cut it down next time to just one thing. Yeah. And in fact, I'm probably going to split this video up into several different things.
Make it so, Mr. Crusher.
Yeah, I am beat.
Because I want to confuse my audience who haven't watched the other videos. Now I'm giving them mandatory watching homework, because that's how I roll. As I expected, we barely got anything from the King of Animations. But we got more than I expected to in Tier 1, and around what I'd expect for 4th rate deck.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So how did you like the tier list?
You know what, overall, you have a very clear idea of what it is you like from these than I do, and I appreciate that.
I'm literally employed as an artist.
Like, there are things that I don't think to look for when we're doing this. That it's like, I like how you were able to pick out just all the little limbs that are moving, and you gave credit accordingly.
Yeah, I have way too many categories of different things.
Yeah, like I was looking at mine and I'm like, you know what, I kind of rate the art a bit too highly. But that said, though, I had fun. It was neat because I also started trying to look for things that I thought were things that I don't usually expect to look for, I guess. There is a surprising amount of detail in certain places if you look there.
Yeah, thing is that you're normally salty and are about to surrender, so you don't really look for it. Alright, so that was the video. Join us next time, whenever that video is coming, where we look at Synchro monsters.
I can't wait to actually see some of the ones they put out. Synchro monsters, 5Ds is a very fun time for me, and so I'm really interested to see how some of these ended up looking.
I can't wait till we get to Gustav Max, because that's amazing.
Yeah. No, that one's... There were memes to be had with that. Unspeakable ones.
Alright, so thanks for watching the video. I've been Kenyaki.
Yeah, and I'm Seth.
And we'll see you next time.
Later.